All right, so I think I just had one of my favorite ideas ever this morning. What was happening was first of all, for some context, I love dragons. I love dragons so much. Um, I just got this dragon stuffed animal. Oh no, I'm not actually sure it's there. Whatever. Um, I got this dragon stuffed animal, and my aunt named it Stinky Muffin. I was going to show you him, but I don't have him right now. Point is, the reason I'm titling this video something like I want to become Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon is because I basically do. Um, Throughout my life, I've definitely really wanted to, for example, help the environment. But I also just really been interested in a lot of my STEM classes, including programming, including engineering. So far I've kind of started out my academic career doing sort of the more engineering computer science side. Now, you may be wondering, what the heck does this have to do with Hiccup, right? So for those of you who don't know, there's this amazing movie called How to Train Your Dragon, and it is my favorite movie. You should definitely go watch it if you haven't. But if you have, and maybe if you haven't as well, for summary, the main character is Hiccup, who, shoots down this Night Fury dragon toothless and eventually learns what this dragon is like and how it behaves and how to essentially train it. Thus the title of the movie, How to Train Your Dragon, and eventually shows the world that these once feared dragons are ones that we should protect and like work with together and things like that. So Hiccup is this sort of character, and I'll reference kind of the Hiccup from the first movie because there are a few of them, because that's the one that I've watched most recently. Although I have bought all three, trust me. Although I do need to watch the other two more often. So Hiccup is, I feel like Hiccup has multiple sides to him, and I relate to those two sides heavy. And one of them, well, okay, other than being like a little nerdy and dorky and like, yeah, okay, that's definitely me, like, and you'll see why. One of them is he's basically a biologist. He's basically a wildlife biologist. And to sort of define that, he finds this, or he captures, okay, let's go back to the start. He captures this dragon, he shoots down this dragon, finds it in the wild, making all the maps and then going and finding it. He, ends up releasing it back into the wild, but it's injured. So he studies Toothless, this dragon, and learns about Toothless's behavior, what Toothless likes, what Toothless doesn't like, and learns more about the behavior of dragons as a whole, and then uses that to then educate others on why dragons are important and really cool and not something you should kill, more stuff you should hang out with. I don't know. And then the other side of Hiccup is the one that we initially see in the scene in the movie of him making swords, for example, and other, armor and all that sort of stuff like that. But we do learn right away because he builds his shooting mechanism to shoot down Toothless all by himself with his own invention, his own contraption that he's very handy and like knows engineering and like draws out his designs and does the metalworking and, cuts and sews everything out and makes all these things, including, and I'm doing all these spoilers, but, you should have watched the movie by now, whatever, including a part of a tail for Toothless, because Toothless only had like one half of his tail. Like this one was gone, so he made an extra one that he could operate mechanically with his foot for Toothless. So the point of what I'm trying to say is that I feel like I'm such a similar way between myself and Hiccup, which is kind of awesome because it is my favorite movie, and I like only now just realized this. But as I mentioned earlier, like I'm, basically studying like electrical engineering and computer science, and so, I've done some of that sort of stuff. Like I've built the trebuchet, I've designed and built pedestrian footbridges in rural Africa. I've like worked on drones before, stuff like that. And then the other side of me is like this person that really values science and values nature and values animals and wildlife. And like, I've done like studies on endangered butterflies, and I've worked and done like environmental volunteering, like planting native poppies and other plant species in California, and done a bunch of advocacy work between I don't know, like passing styrofoam bans at City Hall, stuff like that. So I'm like, I actually relate a lot, and now I'm like, oh shoot, like I should just maybe make this a part of my whole personality now. Like I just want to be Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, because literally, why not? And it's really funny because I've already sort of been describing to myself this way to other people in a way. I've been like, yeah, like, I want to do engineering, but I want to help the environment and stuff like that. So, and wildlife included, like, there's so many really cool opportunities in, building sensors or building like observation, equipment, or, building, I don't know, like ROVs to get whales out of nets. I was once talked about on that project for. So I think I'm getting it now because, this movie was such an inspiration to me when I was younger, to the point where I literally like, and it's kind of crazy, I literally dreamed about night furies in my head. No, I had dreams with night furies in them every night for like many years after, like at least 3 years after watching that film when I was younger. So that was pretty cool. Like, but the point is that I feel like my present has been, I view biology and engineering, especially in this world that sort of specializes, that requires one to specialize in a certain field, in a certain career, or whatever. I view them as mutually exclusive. But if I was to be someone more like Hiccup, you could argue that Hiccup does both things. Both does this, whatever you want to call it, wildlife biology, learning about dragons and helping them, and learning their ways, training them, whatever, in ways using engineering. And I'm like, dude, like, I want that for myself. Am I entirely sure how to get there? No. I mean, my goal is already to do some sort of engineering curriculum and biology type stuff, curriculum, be it for masters or whatever. So that sort of excites me and motivates me to do this sort of work and be like Hiccup. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you later.